Hi, good morning. This is Tuesday morning, the day after the bank holiday, and this week I've got Guy's new to him Seat. You might remember I did his blue Seat before, and this is the replacement. It's in predominantly for paint correction due to roadside washes and swirled paint and just general cleaning up, decontamination obviously. What he doesn't know is it was only in really for the paint work, but because he's one of our company's friends, I'm going to start off by detailing his interior so that it's nice and fresh when he comes back, and hopefully look better than it has done since he's had it. He's got a couple of kids, so we expect to have a few marks. I've just started brushing the Alcantara, got some leather to clean up and the backs of the seats. So I'm going to clean all the interior up for him. He doesn't know that he's getting it, but you have to look after people who come and look after you. So that's the first job, and then we'll get on to doing our washing, decontamination, clay barring, all the usual, the wheels, and I'll try and show as much of it as I can. But it looks a lovely car that he's bought, and he's fastidious in the way that he looks after his things, so it makes us want to make it look as good as it can for him. So this is the start, day one of a 4-day I intend spending on it, so we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you in the next one. Well, I've spent about 2.5 hours cleaning in the interior and giving it a mini detail. By a mini detail, it's, you know, not that mini. All the seats have been cleaned, all the carpets and trim, the door trims, the rear seats, the backs of the seats that had feet marks all up the back. Anybody who's had kids knows what it's going to be like in the back of a car. So all the leather's been cleaned, the trims and the door seals have all been given a coat of gummy fledge, which is a rubber conditioner, and basically it keeps the rubbers soft, and I'm told that the doors don't freeze shut in the winter. I've never had one freeze up, so nobody says it has, so it must work. I've been using the stuff for years. Here's the other side, all the trim. I'm going to put the baby seats back in now. And I must clean that screen, I haven't done that, so I'll do that now. So there we have it, that's the interior, and just the time will just come out the job, but it was worth doing. Well, I've now washed the car, cleaned it off, and I've just applied the carousel for the metal removing. This is one of the better cars that we've had. Very few bits of metal in it, although there still are metal particles because they're on everything, but in general very good. So we'll carry on removing this contamination, and then I'll go around, look for any tar spots that are left and remove them. Then I'm going to move it into the shop and clay bar it. and then it'll be ready for polish. But as you can see, although we are getting traces, I've seen a lot worse. But it just goes to show, I mean, this is a really clean car, but you're always going to have something stuck to it. Right, I'm going to crack on with this. See you later. Here's some more of the metal bleeding from the carousel. Just leaving it to dwell for 5 minutes. Still waiting for this door to start reacting a bit more. And this is when you think you've got a really clean car. Like I say, it was washed first. I'm going to give it a few more minutes and then rinse the car. Thought I'd show some of the cleaning. I've already done most of the car. As you've seen earlier, we use the built amber carousel or carousel to remove the iron filings. I used Auto Smart TARDIS on the tar spots, and now I'm using a Maguire's clay bar and a Zymol detailing spray to clay the paintwork to ensure there's no contamination at all, because there's some stubborn little particles still in the paintwork. So let's have a look. Now if you can see, we're still removing some debris, although not the worst we've seen, but you wouldn't expect it after the amount of cleaning it's had so far. But it just goes to show, when you think the car's clean, that isn't always the case. So we're going to get this as clean as humanly possible for Guy, you know, because especially on white, any little black particles that are there will show up like a sore thumb. So we're going to keep going until it's completely clear. Just thought I'd show a little bit to give you some idea of the extent of debris that gets trapped in your paintwork. Even though you think it's clean, it isn't. And to polish the car properly, we want to ensure that the paintwork is as clear and clean as possible before we start. Now, on a white car, you could probably get away with a clay bar and a polish if you wanted to do it at home. But what you have to realise is that while you're rubbing the debris off, you are leaving very, very slight marring to the paint. On white, you probably wouldn't notice it, but on a black car, you definitely would notice it, or a dark blue, or any dark colour, you will notice the marring. So be aware, if you're going to be clay barring, the clay bar itself will leave some marring. Doesn't leave a perfect finish, it's perfectly smooth after it's done, but there will be some fine scratching. So, and the other thing, if you're picking up any gritty bits, continually fold your clay, because you'll drag the grit across the panel. So be aware, you know, every stage you have to be careful. I'm going to refold this now, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of contamination in the clay. So I'm going to refold and carry on with the bonnet. Just thought I'd show a little bit, you know, it is a monotonous job to watch, so I'm not going to put you through it. So there you are, and I'll see you later. Right, let's have a look at these plastic black posts are always bad, but it really shows, you know, how much swirling ends up on a car after washing. You know, if these are marked like this, what's the rest of the car like? I mean, it doesn't look like it when you look at the car. Because it's white, you can't really show the amount of swirls, but that gives it away because it's black. There you go. Right, we've finished all the decontamination now, and now we've got it in the light room. As you can see, it's all been masked off. Car looks whiter already. Now it should look nice when it's got a little bit more gloss. Looks nice now, but it's all masked off, ready for polishing to start. So I'm going to start with the roof, and God, it feels so smooth. See if we can get the gloss levels up, get rid of the swirl marks that's not really that visible with white, but they're there, and get the gloss up a little bit, make it look as new as we can. So I'm going to crack on, make a start. I've only got the car till Friday lunchtime, so I want to get it done. There we go. See you soon. I don't really know how well this is going to show up on white. Just trying to show the difference in gloss as we move from the non-polished finish and then go into the polished finish. Sure, you can see the difference in clarity of the light. as we come down into the non-polished and then back up. Well, got half the car polished today, and I have to say it's looking really glossy. Massive difference on the bonnet. I think it looks better than when it come out the factory. But there again, I would say that, wouldn't I? Whichever way, I'm pleased with the progress, and I'm sure a guy is going to be pleased when he sees it. Looking really nice. See you tomorrow.